Hey, what's going on, people? So in today's video, we're going to create a digital clock using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So let's get started. The HTML for this project is going to be very minimal. I will create a div element. The ID of the div element will be clock-container. Within this div element, we'll have a nested div element with an ID of clock. We have a clock within a clock container. As a placeholder, temporarily, the text on the clock will be 00:00:00:00. 00000000. And I'm just going to zoom in temporarily. And that is all the HTML that we need. Let's head to our CSS style sheet. Let's begin with the body. I will set all margin to be 0 originally. Let's select our clock container. ID, clock, container. I'll use flexbox for the clock container. Display, flex. I will justify content in the center. Justify, content, center. If you would also like to vertically align, you'll need to add the following 2 lines of code. I will align, items, center. This CSS property will vertically align any elements, but the clock container itself is kind of small. For example, I'll add a border of 2 pixels solid. The elements within the clock container are aligned both horizontally and vertically, but the container itself is kind of small. To vertically align this element within the window itself, we'll have to increase the height of the clock container. I will add height of 100 VH for the viewport height. And we can remove the border. Yep, the clock is now within the middle of the container, both horizontally and vertically. But if you prefer it to be at the top, you can eliminate these last 2 lines. It's up to you. Let's style the clock itself. We are selecting the ID of clock. I will change the font family to be monospace. This is the normal size when I'm zoomed into 100%. I will set the font size to be 6.5 rem. Then set the font weight to be bold. And text, align, center. If you would like a background image for the body of your document, I just so happen to have one right here. It's a picture of Central Park in New York. This is optional, but if you would like to include a background image of this project within your CSS style sheet, you'll add the following CSS properties. I will set the background image property to be a URL. So what is the name of that image? I'm going to copy the name of it and paste it within this URL function. I'll set the background position to be the center. Right now we're seeing the top left of the image instead of the center. Background position will be center. If you're using a small image, your image might be repeating itself to take up all the available space. To prevent that, you can set the background repeat property to be no repeat. Mine already wasn't repeating though, but yours might be. Then we'll set the background size to cover. By adding this property, this image will cover the entire window and maintain its aspect ratio. If you do have additional content besides this clock, you can keep the background in place when you scroll down by adding this property. Background attachment to be fixed. This property isn't going to be apparent because we don't have a scroll bar, but if you did have a scroll bar, the background will stay in place at least. Let's head back to our clock element. I will change the color, the font color, to be white. If you would like a background blur effect, you'll add this property. We'll set the backdrop filter property to be a blur function. The greater the number, the more blur effect you're going to have. So this is 5 pixels. If I were to increase this to 50, Well, there's a lot of blur then. I'll set my blur to be 5. I would just like a little bit, as if we're looking through glass. I'll increase the width to be 100%, to take up 100% of the width of the web browser. Width 100%. To give this glass look a foggy appearance, we can add a background color that's slightly gray. Background-color. Let's select gray, but I like using HSL values. So for the lightness, I'll set it to be 100%, but I'm going to lower the alpha down to like 10%. Now the background has a foggy glass appearance. If you were to increase the amount of alpha, that'll increase the lightness. I'll keep mine as 10%, 0.1 for the alpha. Alright, now we just need to get this clock to run. So let's save everything, go to our JavaScript file. We will create a function to update our clock. Immediately when we begin this program, we will update our clock once immediately. Now we need to get the current time. Let's declare a constant of now. What is the time right now? This will be a new date object. To get the hour, we will say const hours equals, use the built-in get hours method. Then let's do this with minutes. Const minutes equals now dot get minutes method. And seconds. Const seconds equals now dot get seconds. I'm going to change the text content of the clock to be a time string. It will be a template string. How do we want to arrange our numbers? Const time string equals a template string. First, we'll add a placeholder for our hours, colon, minutes, colon, seconds. Then we will select the ID of clock. Document.getElement by ID. The ID that we're getting is our clock. Change the text content to equal our time string. When we save, the time on the clock should update. Currently for me, it's 8 o'clock. For each of these placeholders, for hours, minutes, and seconds, I would like each to take up 2 digits. We'll add some zeros for padding. For example, this time will be 080016. There's a built-in string method for that. So with hours, minutes, and seconds, we will convert these to strings. We'll use method chaining, then add toString. Do this for hours, minutes, and seconds. With strings, there's a pad start method. For the first 2 characters, pad them with a 0. Let's copy this method and paste it for minutes and seconds. Now, when I save and update the time, we have 0 padding. 08, 01, 54 in this case. To get this clock to update every second, we'll follow update clock with the set interval function. Set interval works like set timeout, except it will call a function repeatedly, not just once. But we need a callback. The callback will be update clock. Call this function after every 1000 milliseconds. And now our clock should run. Currently, this clock is in military time, although I'm recording this at 8 in the morning. If you would like this clock to be a 12-hour clock, then add AM or PM, here's the following changes we're going to make. We'll declare hours with let instead of const so we can change it and reassign it. We'll create a new constant of meridium for AM or PM. This will equal hours. Is hours greater than or equal to 12? We'll use the ternary operator to check this. If hours is greater than or equal to 12, meridium will be PM. Otherwise, it will be AM. Then, after our meridium, we'll reassign hours. Hours equals hours. Modulus. Modulus gives you the remainder of any division. hours modulus 12. If this is 0, we'll use the OR logical operator, or 12. After seconds, we'll add a placeholder for our meridium. Currently, we lost our padding for the hours, so we're going to cut this part of our code to convert hours to a string and pad it. We'll take hours equals hours to reassign it, follow hours with converting it to a string using the toString method, and pad it before displaying it. All right, and that has appeared to work. All right, everybody, so that is a digital clock program you can make using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.